a bit, fam. Are here to talk about 40K
I like
today.
talking about 40K, Brad, and it is today.
It isn't. It isn't even. Well, you were doing Meta Monday tomorrow because you had,
If correct. And we
sometimes
totally didn't make that joke.
we have to make it. I said that. He gave me some crap about that. He's like, it's like an old man joke. I go, I know, but I am an old man, and I will say it every time. Got to work on the dad jokes, my friend. Got to work on the dad jokes. So,
Yeah, that is very true.
first and foremost, my man, I know you guys got done with it, but let's give a little explosion applause. Here, I'm even going to fire up the fireworks. Dirty time. Good job, Mr. Lennon. Throw in my knit
right.
overlords.
That's right. Showing everybody what can be done when you build a list that is well balanced within the new Tyranid book and with Genes to the Cult Blips.
He did amazingly enough. He
Shenanigans.
smashed through the competition like very, very well. I give both of them a text. I gave a congratulated John, and then I had to give the sad face because I already thought that it was a bad match for the Orcs, especially with the Orcs going second. And then Mark failed 3 consecutive charges, and I was like, ooh, the Wog has shed a tear, just a tear. It was just brutal. Whew.
Yeah.
He definitely had a case of the Mondays.
Although Mark's orcs, like if out of all the style of orcs that can be built, like his, if you haven't already, make sure you head on over and either watch the stream or find his list on BCP or listen to when at the War Room where we chatted about it in Meta Monday and the Friday tournament breakdown. But his list, that golf list, is
Love it.
really cool.
Him and I talked about that a lot before. We really liked, in the very beginning, before we had, the advent of the plane and buggy nonsense that came out. That's kind of where we were focused on when him and I got very excited about the Orc book. And I think there's a lot to be said for the Orcs moving forward. Exciting lists, things that can compete, but also they feel like Orcs. You know what I mean? It feels very, very Orc, and I think it plays in. And I am back. I do have my declaration of COVID makes Brad sad. Very, very sad.
It was nice to have Brad back because it wouldn't be the same without the old man guiding us in the ways of the bandwagon jumping.
Exactly. I did want to say, did you see Brad in the Dallas finals decided to YOLO play my exhibition list for all of my games?
Yes, which was awesome. Craftworld amazingness. I believe we're doing a Craftworld clinic later this week.
I'm bringing him this weekend.
Pumped.
As long as I am 100% good and I pass all my tests, I am going to the Sunken City GT this weekend, and I'm going to bring pure Craftworld because I had that much fun playing them. Yeah, exactly. The Eldar gave me sick. No, my secondary choices gave me. This is a real story, by the way. I got sick when I came back. My wife threw the COVID at me. So I play the game versus Manny. I trick myself into, I know that you know that I know, and did the old thing, and I picked bad secondaries and should have picked Engage. And the best part is Brant, Jack, and Manny all come after me and go, we were all keeping score. You would have won by 2 if you would have just picked Engage. The best part is the rest of the night, the entire night, Jack come Clown Mode, Brad with Chad with the Eldar. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jack kept coming up to me and going, the problem, Brad, is you just weren't very engaged in the game. He just kept making bad engage puns all night. I was like, all right. He's like, I'm not saying anybody told you, but you probably didn't think my conversation was very engaging.
Now, if there was anybody who could do the whole crazy, just show up with Craftworld and, make it to the finals, that would have been you, Brad, because damn your boys, just saying. I'm sure you're excited for the new codex coming out.
It's my thing. My thing is that that's why I said I'm going to bring him this weekend. I can't wait to get the codex. You know, when you haven't played with something in a really long time, I just haven't played Craftworld, and then I threw them on the table, and I'm like, oh yeah, these guys are so
Templars.
yeah, they're just so fun.
Yeah.
Exactly. I should have went engage against the machine, 100%.
Oh, let's see how many in chat we can put down. How many
Engage.
puns can we put in there to harass Brad for the rest of the stream?
I did love it though, man. I did love it. I mean, their troops are still the worst, but
Terrible.
They have such shenanigans. I wanted extra psychers. You know, I'm gonna bring that this weekend. Just because I didn't have a quicken, so I couldn't bounce back and forth. I couldn't do ritual, then just engage back or quicken back. So I'm going to have that kind of stuff in. I don't know if I love the Trixies. You know, and we talk about that all the time. Just having options to play against the big bads is there. As long, you know what I mean? That's why I like those fast Trixie armies in 40K period. I just think you can play anything as long as you have speed. As long as your codex has some speed elements in it, you can always put on a game. How about that?
Yeah. I recently played a game with my Craftworld into the new Tyranids. And it was like Doom and Guide and like the traditional old Dark Reaper stuff, and like you can still murder entire units. You just it's just not, you can't make any mistakes or you lose on the mission.
Well, it was funny because Manny was just sitting there and goes, "I was not expecting to lose so many things." He's just like,
nobody plays Craftworld. You know, 40K today wise, it's definitely a yesterday thing.
Oh yeah. It's the second oldest codex, I think it is. Remember we were talking about
it. Was what, Guard, or was it Eldar first and then Guard? It was one of the other.
It was one of the two, yeah.
No, Death Guard were also up there. Anyway, it's one of the first couple of 8th edition back in the day.
So
well, let's dive into some of the 40K today.
Let's talk about some stuff, man.
Stuff and things. Starting with,
I will put what I ran there. It was a good time. I'll throw that up. I'll put a link to the list in here.
Nice.
You know what?
Make sure you head on over, check it out, and copy it, and then do as well as Brad did with it.
I'm gonna put up. Speaking of things from yesteryears, let's talk about some things that are going to be dropped, like the Tau Codex.
Oh my goodness! Supplement Tau.
OMG!
I can't believe they misprinted that. If that's an actual misprint, because it says Codex Supplement Tau Empire on the side. Yeah, it's really funny.
I was to say that it's just like a supplement to the Codex Supplement. Oh, you are so right on this, by the way. Craftworld Infantry is either amazing or unbelievably garbage, and it is very overpriced. That's what happens when you're an old Codex, guys. It just.
Well, who knows? We'll see if the Minotaur manual for brings down some of the Eldar stuff. Eldar have been suffering from Inari syndrome.
That's what the sins of our fathers, baby. Sins of our fathers.
They definitely suffer from Inar sins.
100%.
And quadruple nerfed because of it. So hopefully GW kind of takes their foot off the gas and lets them breathe a little bit and do okay until these guys.
My only thing about that is I never think that I'm going to see very much lowering of cost when you're getting a codex fairly soon. I feel like GW is always like, we can fix this, or we can just give you a new book. How about that?
A couple more months. Whatever.
They'll figure it out. What do you think about Tau? What do you think about it, my friend?
Tau are one of those armies that I feel are very polarizing, very much like Eldar. Whenever Eldar and Tau come out, there's a group of people who are very, very happy about Tau and Eldar, and there's a group of people who are very, very not happy about Tau and or Eldar. So when it comes to Tau, because of the fact that they only do shooting,
so hard to balance.
They're very hard to balance because they either shoot so much that you just wipe out your opponent's armies, or they don't shoot enough and then get Rolf stomped everywhere.
I'd love to see them be a little more interactive. And the thing is that the problem in the game of 9th edition, everything's very lethal. So I think we all just expect that now. And the thing is that if Tau gets a little bit more interactivity in how they play, and tell you the truth, let's be honest, man, they've absorbed so many cultures. Give them somebody that punches. They don't have to be Vanguard Vet Punch, but man, they should have something that can punch, pew, pew. I mean, the
Or
suits
like a
themselves.
specialized suit, you know what I mean? Or like a suit other than Farsight. You know, give them a suit with knives that can go in and like, punch things, or it just has like super like steampunk fists that like steampunk you like whatever.
Exactly.
Um,
Hold on. I have to pause for you because I can't let this evil go past, Scary. Matto, do not be pushing that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I almost wished your car would get hit as hard as Yanari did. You take that back. You take that back.
there's no point. Like if you do that, then what happens is in a couple of months they're at the bottom of the barrel because you hit them so hard because everything else catches up and overtakes them. You know what I mean? Like you just need to get the bottom of the barrel and lift the bottom of the barrel up, and then it's and then kind of
You know,
balance it a
I,
little bit.
I love these two quotes, by the way.
I don't play that army at
Comments.
all, so I don't, I have
Yeah.
no bias whatsoever.
These two comments, guys, I love them. I think they're right on the mark. Tau really need to be able to shoot into melee, and fusion
Yeah,
blades is regular equipment. I could not agree more. I think
I agree
that
with that.
you could easily balance. I mean, obviously we got a whole new codex, but I think that they'd be in the running if they could shoot into combat. And they had the suits, man. And the suits, if you ever read the fluff, the suits aren't exactly. I mean, they're not like Terminators, but those dudes still are just nuking stuff. Especially the guys with the fusion blades, far
Mm-hmm.
side encampment and stuff like that. Whew. I mean, they do some work.
Yeah,
Speaking,
so like a couple of mechanics in the Tau book, we've got like how are they going to do their allies, right? Which is like the crew, the Vespid, that sort of stuff. Like I'm curious to see if they make them viable and not just like a footnote. Secondarily, you're looking at they're supposed to be a very sort of like mobile warfare style thing. Not only with the jump, shoot, jump, but there's a lot of mechanics in ninth edition that I would expect them to build in. You've got forward deployment and or pre-game movements. You've got going back into reserve somehow, potentially jump, shoot, jump, as well as the ability to like kill like tanks, kill infantry, do secondaries, have their own secondaries, which I think will be really interesting to see what they make for their own secondaries. And then the iconic units that, for anywhere from Delfishes to Breachers to Hammerheads to Crisis Suits to Commanders and the special characters. And then all the weapon systems. Like out of all of the guns, Tau have a lot of guns. So a rework of different gun profiles or, the lethality of different things.
I would love
Like
to see
there's a
synergies. I'd like to see
yeah,
synergies. Like AdMech
yeah.
has all the layered buffs and stuff like that. Tau is basically they did AdMech before AdMech was cool. You know what I mean? Like their whole the synergistic way that they shoot and how their units are supposed to in the fluff work together is such a big thing. I'd like to see some layered buffs from it. I just like to see some more complexity. I do not like the 8th edition where they could just fly away and stuff. One of the things that I love the most that we did in 9th edition was making it so fly is still a dominant keyword, but it wasn't just the overmind master of all things like it was in 8th. You're like, I
Yeah.
touched you, whatever, leave, great, no one gives a crap. But I like that, and I do 100% agree with you, Scar. I'd love to see their allies being very meaningful and changing the way that they play too. Because if you ever read, and it is one of the things I love to do is why I wanted to do 40k today, is in the fluff, the Tau fight differently depending on what fronts they're on and what allies they have with them. Their army concepts completely change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just like that. I like, again, as usual, I'm the paradox of Brad because I power game and bandwagon, but I still like my fluff. I want it to be how the army feels, you know what I mean, when you play it.
Yeah. A toolbox of suit upgrades and units that can do anything well, but just that really well, like specialization, right? Yeah, 100% Kelsey. That definitely fits that Tau playstyle. They did, moving on from that Tau topic, we've got they previewed
Well, let's talk
some of
about it.
the
Let's talk
yeah
about
the
the
Darkstrider, right?
Darkstrider, my man, otherwise known as El Miyamoto. Let's just call him Darkstrider.
The Darkstrider. Like historically, he made an infantry unit better to wound something. They released his essentially special rules and his like carbine weapon
let's
slash
scroll down and take
blaster
a look
thing.
at it. Let's look at his
Yeah.
model.
The
Just
model
kinda,
looks fantastic, by the way. I love the little drones that he's putting out, like little like stealth, like little recon-y drone things. He's got his little it's Dragon Ball Z visor thing. It's really cool. I
I
like it.
mean, first off, it's just pretty nasty. I mean, it's just strength 5, AP 2, 2 damage. You know.
The disintegrator cannon.
Yeah, I mean, in the structural annihilation, so your command phase, you can select one friendly tile unit within 6 of this model, one enemy unit visible to this model. Until the end of the turn, each time a model in the tile set core unit makes a range attack, +1 to wound, man. +1 to wound is...
Well, it used to be only for infantry, right? Now it being
just core, any core
unit. Like, I would assume crisis suits get core because they're like at the core of, you know, most Tau armies. So that just sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I agree, everybody, on the thing. Man, I love that quote too. As long as Tau aren't sit and poop, sit and shoot. Yes, I really want Tau to be a very engaging. They always should have been engaging. They became that army that just sat there. But when you read their fluff, Tau are literally this crazy leapfrogging, army that just does all this dynamic
throw you
movement.
into like trapped and like pull you in. And
the tank set up, and then the suits and the ground guys came up. You know what I mean? It's this multi-layered thing, and I think I hope it's really fun. I like that, dude. +1 to wound, man. Come on, let's be honest. +1 to wound's always pretty boss mode. You know what I mean?
That's probably one of the best. Anything that lets you reroll wounds / modifies wound rolls is probably one of the strongest mechanics in 40k, just in general, like mathematically speaking. So being able to elevate any gun or any unit's gun against a specific, that used to be like a Tau strat, right? Like it's a +1 to wound or whatever for overlapping fields of fire style thing.
Yeah, to shoot something first. You had to wound something first, and then
ability.
That's huge.
Oh yeah, just wound that thing. That's massive.
And the thing is that, and I mean, let's be honest. If there's something in your army that lets you either reroll wounds or +1 to wounds, you're almost always taking it. As long as he's appropriately costed, you know what I mean. I can't see him not going in an army. Just somebody that just goes, you're +1 to wound, seems just strong, and he comes with a good gun. You know what I mean?
Based on Adeptus Mechanicus, this model will be 45 points.
Yeah. I mean, he feels like an auto. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope it's not the opponent. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Here's the thing, guys. Has everybody seen the previews that we had? Obviously, I played some of them in Dallas with the new mission that they show. They didn't show everything so far, I guess, but I think
the secondaries came out. They only showed off 2 of the missions, and I think a third mission was. I
really like playing the missions that way, man. It made it for more interactivity. You just had to do something. You couldn't just sit. You know what I mean? And go. And I just like that. Having to engage and do something, and also having to make decisions. Like when I was playing those games. Part of it was, getting those kill points, being able to move here. And you have to make those decisions of, do I sacrifice a couple points here so that I'm in a better position later? I just love having more decisions in the game and either forcing or penalizing. You know what I mean? If you're not going to be interactive, then you're going to lose some points. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you can't just sit and just do nothing.
Also, in terms of the new scoring, a lot of the way that they want you to play the game is to be mobile and move around the table and things like that.
And I like the fact that they were forcing troops a little bit, but it does penalize people with bad troops. Off Craftworld.
I wonder what armies, Brad, have terrible troops that you and I play.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this God.
Now I'm excited in terms of we'll break this down ad nauseum when the book comes out, but I do like the fact that it seems like what they've done is essentially turned the secondaries for the missions into primaries.
Yeah, they just made it part of his primaries for all of them.
Made you play the mission and maybe added some extra rules. I'm really curious to see what they did with everything.
I liked what they've done so far. I mean, nothing's going to be perfect on it, but I feel that we're going in the right direction, and I feel like I'm really excited over the past month or so. I think the balance adjustment was very, very well needed with everything. And then the missions being changed a little bit. It just feels like we're going in the right direction. It felt very for a little while. And yeah, I'd like to see some changes. I'm really excited for Craft. But let's talk about a couple models I want to talk about, man. These 30K models.
Well, let's go to the side. Let's go. Push the Tau aside. Let us know what you think of the new Tau stuff down below. Shout out for Rangers by Kelsey. Yep, Rangers, the best troop choice in the game.
You're like, it'd be cool if they could forward deploy instead of just deep striking down and going.
Didn't they do that originally?
Yes,
like,
they got nerfed.
My goodness gracious, because it was too strong. Anyway, let's not take down this bitter road down memory lane. What else are we gonna see today, Brad?
I want to talk about these 30K guys, man. We've got some.
I like the models they put out for 30K.
They just keep putting out good
why
stuff.
I like them? Because they make great 40K models.
Exactly. This the funny thing is when I brought these up, we were talking before we went live, guys, and I talked about this. And Scar's like, yeah, those are 30K models. And I went, yeah, whatever. These are 40K. These are captains and ready to be converted.
They're more elaborate.
Yeah.
This is the entire range of only lieutenants.
So I think that some of these are cool. This right here, Dominion Zephon, is going to be the model that I feel will break the most in carrying anywhere. This dude is precariously perched on this rock, just asking to be broken.
I'll tell you right now, if you haven't worked with Forge World stuff before, like make sure you read a tutorial or two or learn how to use a drill vise in a bit.
If you're not pitting this, it's crazy time.
Take a little bit of extra time to just prep the model so that it lasts longer for you, because they are beautiful models, but they're not as abusable as like the plastic models that we've known to love and take to every event ever.
Also, by the way, this guy is just, I love it, Matt. He is dying to be a space wolf, like in my mind.
Yeah,
I have a soft spot for spaceless anyways.
When I saw it, I was like, an Imperial Fist? What is this madness? You know what I mean? Like, that guy just looks like he just wants to go beat some stuff up. That'd be a great, like, Ragnar Blackmane conversion.
He looks insane. And then the jump, I think these are all going to be really, really, really nasty. I have some stuff for you guys.
No, these are plastic, says Cosmic. Are they plastic?
Are they all?
Did they release them in plastic?
Nice.
If they did, then that's fantastic, because what can't Games Workshop make in plastic now, Brad?
They should be able to make everything in plastic, damn it.
Everything. Where's our not small mini plastic Thunderhawk? Okay, we demand a large plastic Thunderhawk, not your tricks and Games Workshop.
I like all of the stuff. Here's what I want to talk about, guys, and I want everybody to give me their opinions on this. Where do I have?
Put it in the chat. Let us know. We should, biggest super chat is right, and
exactly.
We will agree.
I want to talk about the Warhammer Plus stuff, guys. Just last night, I rewatched all the Hammer and Bolters, and I got pretty excited about it. I just was saying, one of my favorites, gives you the sads, the feelsies, was the Eldar one. I really liked it. I actually thought they let off really strong with the first one. But what's everybody's favorite? If you have watched them, what's your favorite Hammer and Bolter episode is what I really want to know today. What was your favorite that you've seen so far? And what are you looking forward to in the future? What shows have you liked? I mean, the Blood Angels one, I think everybody kind of liked the series. What was yours?
Now that it's done, I guess you can binge watch it. I've been in terms of Warhammer Plus in general, I've really been enjoying the lore series, the Lore Masters series that they've been doing.
See, it's funny that you say that, because I'm such a junkie for that, and I never know how popular it feels for it, because I listen to a lot of lore, and I love listening to lore when I'm doing workout. This is how old I am. I listen to books on tape. I listen to lore series when I'm doing my workouts and stuff like that. I really, really enjoyed just listening. I love to hear that lore. Because I'm a fluff nerd, you know what I mean? I love to hear about it. I like to go deep dive into specific battles. I'm not gonna lie, that's how much of a dork I am. I love to hear that stuff.
Matthew Dugan says, I really like the library episode, which is funny because that's the one that came to mind, not necessarily because of the animation or the fact that the story was either good or bad, but I felt like that one really encompassed like how messed up the Imperium is.
Oh, dude! Well, it was the crazy thing is at the end, all it was them
No,
basically.
no spoilers.
Oh,
You can't spoil it
I'm
for
not gonna.
people. Come on,
I was talking
just
about
don't do it. But yes,
it.
Matthew, the library one was
It
fantastic.
had a twist.
Yeah, the twist at the end. You know what I mean? Like it makes, but at the same time, you look at it and go, "Yeah, I'm not surprised." You know,
Yeah, you're
like
like, yeah,
it makes sense.
things are pretty awful. You're like,
Yeah,
what are you offering? It's just less awful. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. You're
yeah,
like,
exactly. But
you're
I will
like,
say, like those books, like anyway, they like sent shivers down my spine. And then the Eldar one is by far my favorite because
same.
of how emotional and real the story was. That one was just
I thought they
that
did a
literally
great
grabbed
job of the
my heart,
dialogue, man. It
like
was so
cut
good.
me open here, like human sacrifice style, and put their hand in and grabbed my heart and wrenched it out of my chest. And I was able to watch my heart beat
I
while
mean,
I
I
bled to
clearly have
death.
a soft spot
Crazy.
for the Eldari, but man, I just thought that one was so well done. And it's one of, like I
Yep.
said, I watched them again last night, so everyone was just fresh in my mind. So I was just,
Mhm. And some people didn't like the Space Wolf one, but to be honest, I kind of liked how they were so nonchalant about the whole process. And that was very Space Wolfy to me. I was like, yeah, I could see them
it's a
playing games like that. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a biker game.
yeah, yeah, exactly. They're like, we're just at the hangout, and the prospects have to go do all the dirty work. Anyway, it's really funny.
I would like to see. I was
Um,
saying this before. I would love to see them do a full show, a series in that Eldar vein that they did.
yes,
I thought the
100%.
writing was just really good in that one.
Yep.
I mean, again, I have my favorite factions and stuff, so I do baby them a little bit. But man, I really like that one, and I like the way that the dialogue was shot. It was just felt really good.
How long's it been of Warhammer Plus now in terms of today? How long has Warhammer Plus been in existence? Was it 6 months now?
I think we're at 6 months. It could be more actually. To tell you the truth, wasn't it? Like in
Really already?
I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't feel that much. Then again, time
It's
has
just
no
no
meaning.
meaning. Yeah, I
In the
was just
last 2 years, time has had no meaning.
yeah.
It's just dragged into one day after another.
But it's why I
I
wanted to re-binge all the stuff last night because I was, as you tell, I was dying, so I was up for a while, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna smash out a bunch of these hammer bolters and just watch them and I get a feel for what I thought. And the thing is that we just need more plot. I need more. I would like to have more stuff, and I like the fact that we're having it more. I did choose the orc model, by the way, when I got my ear, so.
nice. I'd Vindicare for me because
He's my least favorite assassin by far,
he's
hands
the
down.
terriblest assassin, but I can't wait to paint him. He's gonna look so cool.
I could see that, but I just the orc model will go on the table for me, and the Vindicare would literally be sitting. Snakes has 4 Vindicare assassins, by the way, so I don't need another Vindicare. He loves the Vindicare. He's got, I think, 3
You
of
need
them.
a different kind of Vindicare. You need the standing up one, the lying down one, the one with the gun up, the one with the gun sideways, the one standing on a statue. Like you need all the Vindicare assassins.
Time is a flat circle. Indeed, it is, my friend.
It
I
is.
I don't know, but I'd like to see what you guys think on this because I actually think they've been doing pretty decent work. As long as we get more stuff in Warhammer Plus, I'm super behind it because I love that kind of an animation and stuff like that.
Well, if you watch Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix,
Yeah.
it has that similar vein, like the Hammer and Bolter series, at least. However, did you like do you watch Arcane? Like
Oh, loved it.
on Netflix? Okay, it was fantastic. Like if Games Workshop puts the time and effort into making something similar in that vein with that like gravitas that like Arcane had, like they would just they would be so good, and then maybe pitch it to Netflix and then use that to promote Warhammer Plus sort of thing.
Well,
Like that would be
let's talk about the end of
incredible.
Arcane. Not going to spoil, but just a shoulder-mounted cannon is all I have to say.
Anyway, I love that series is freaking phenomenal. It's funny because Warhammer Plus is good, but it does feel a little amateurish next to like what the shit that Arcane was. But at the same time, I cannot wait to see what else they put in Warhammer Plus. And the Blood Angel series is good. I enjoyed it. I can't wait to rewatch it now that it's all kind of like it's complete from start to finish without breaks to really enjoy it.
I'm not gonna
And
lie, I have to watch the rest of them. I did not finish the Blood Angels because I wanted the whole series. I watched a couple episodes, and I said, and the problem is I'm so spoiled now. I love to watch things all together. This week, I'm watching the entire Blood Angels. And Love, Death, and Robots is fantastic.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
there's
great.
some good
Both
stuff
seasons
out,
are
man.
good, too. Yeah.
When is The Witcher, by the way? Do we have like a week?
I don't know, but the Book of Boba is on the 28th of December.
Yes.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Book of Boba's coming out. Have you been watching Wheel of Time?
Yes, I have.
That's getting. I feel like that's
one
getting
episode at a time.
Yeah, that's another one. I feel like that's getting better every episode. By the way,
it's nice as well. Oh, I love how we're talking about 40K. But it's funny how a lot of the stuff that we're talking about, Wheel of Time, and a lot of the sci-fi, steampunk, fantasy stuff, like it's all kind of intertwined and takes inspiration from each other and like meshes together and whatnot.
Speaking Friday, oh man, I'm so excited. Speaking of taking stuff, after, getting back into Dune, with the new movie coming out and everything like that,
Yep.
then 40K just completely gaffled the entire Dune universe. Oh, Expanse! I just watched the Expanse season 6 opener.
Oh, did it just come out?
Yeah.
Oh, did the new season come out? Oh, that's
Just came
I
out.
know what I'm doing for the next couple of days.
Yeah. It was only one episode.
Yes.
It's so good. I love the Expanse,
Amazing.
guys.
I love the
So
Expanse so
good.
much. I feel like, we'd totally be minors and, we'd be belters. That's what we'd be, just straight up.
I'd be too. No one would ever believe I'm a belter. I'm too squat and short. They're like, get out of here, dirt.
That's true. It'd be funny. We'd have to go to war straight away. Boy, it's great.
I love some of the new stuff that's coming out, man.
However, I'm excited about the new Black Templar series that they've teased for Warhammer Plus.
Yes.
With some of the Black Templar models. Seems like it's gonna be a squad doing some sort of crazy shenanigans. So that's cool. It's nice to see that they have a second series on the way. And I hope, and I cannot wait to see them do Astartes, the next Astartes or whatever.
I want to see some Xenos, man. I want to see some more stuff, and I really like to see the Inquisitor one. I would love to see them eventually get this Inquisition. I'd love to see it be a live action. Tell you the truth, but I do think that animation lets you free up. You can do more stuff and not have to worry about your budget for special effects and stuff like that. So you don't have to make things look jank. Scary is a perfect belter. You must always have a knife in the darkness.
Correct. I just need a lot more tattoos. AKA, I need more than 0.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's another reason they wouldn't accept us as belters. I'm too squat, and we both have a total of 0 tattoos.
0 tattoos. There you go. Yeah. Oh, Space Marine 2 came out. The trailer for Space Marine 2, which we'd have to talk about this, Brad. Did you watch the trailer for Space Marine 2?
I have not. I'm not going to lie, guys.
Oh, my goodness. Pull it up right now.
I'm going in there.
We're going to do a live watching of this on the spot. Do it right now. Just
hold on. I have to find it now. Is it on the community page? Did I miss this?
I believe it was. It was everywhere for the last 4 days, 5 days.
There we go. Space Marine 2 is coming.
Play it on the little window.
I'm on it
in the bottom of our screen, and make sure I can hear it somehow.
They can hear it.
Yeah, they can hear it. Excellent. And then you can pause it. We can talk about the moments or whatever. It's so good. Kelsey, you are right. And anybody who hasn't watched it, it is brutal, gory. It is everything I would expect from a Space Marine sequel. From anybody who doesn't know the Space Marine sequel.
I mean,
first of all,
this is balls deep. I mean, I can make this the whole screen for us if we want, but
and make us small. Make us tiny, and then put us to, do a reaction video, Deadpool reacts to, good guy.
And I'm gonna play it, the little guys. I was not ready. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't even know about it.
Though John showed us nits and all that on the tabletop. Whatever. You got little gaunts that get killed by intercessors. Makes sense, And then you've got a Tyranid warrior or
That's a Hive Guard.
It's a prime, I believe. That then gets
the prime,
nuked
with
by,
the bow swords.
Yeah, then get nuked by a lieutenant. That's not unusual, especially if you got your power, Master Crafted Power Sword. You'll kill a prime pretty good. So with your lieutenant, you roll okay. Just rip its head off like you've seen, which I thought was awesome. Show him the pistol first too. Plus, we know bone swords don't do shit in combat, so yeah, whatever. That was pretty realistic in my opinion. I like the guardsman. The guardsman was the best. It's like we have to run, and then the space marines are like there. He's like, release. And now Brad, we've lost Brad.
I'm completely done. You shouldn't have bothered with this. I'm gonna watch this like 8 more times, by the way.
It's so good. You know, like I see, and then again, you look at this animation and you go and look at it in terms of if they did a full series with this animation style, it would be freaking ridiculous. Like with the gore and the just the violence. It would.
This is
so good.
Crisp animation, by the way.
Right? It's just incredible. You know, they do. It's like the Dawn of War intro video. You got the dreadnought busting through the wall. Like that was fantastic. Even stands up to this day. But it's very expensive to do very short animations in that rendering style.
Oh, dude, that is so good. We're talking about this. I didn't even know what I was going to talk. I had something I was going to talk about, and now I don't care about it anymore. I just want to talk about this.
Pretty cool, eh?
Why are they not doing series like this? You could take my money. Let me have that.
Games Workshop literally has been very liberal with their IP over the last couple of years. They've essentially given their IP to everyone, but it's 10 years after the initial release of Space Marine, and they've decided because Space Marine was essentially a 40k version like Gears of War, where you ran around and murdered orcs, right? And apparently the story is pretty decent and whatnot. But this against Tyranids. And that shot where he walks up and he sees the whole city getting ravaged by Tyranids, and there's like gargoyle.
Oh, it's just spinning around
and stuff, and I'm like, that's legitimately like terrorize. Like that would be so scary with Tyranids everywhere.
Weirdly enough, I did not play the first game, and I play freaking everything. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I play a lot of different games, but I didn't play that. I just want to. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited for the game. I mean, I'm more excited for. I really get into some of these new series. I really enjoy this type of animation. I wish they would have done this. Just put out a whole series like this, man. I would just literally be all over this. I can't tell you how fast I would purchase this. I just love stuff like this. I love there's so many things you can do with the IP of 40k. You know what I mean? You can go
so expansive.
Yeah,
like there's so much.
But you can go small, you can go big, you can literally go into biker gangs, Inquisition style. I mean, that was one of my favorite Hammer and Bolters. Was when they come in with the Inquisitor mojo. There's so much stuff that you can do. There's so many things going on because it's such a huge universe. And then you have entire other cultures and factions. You have Tal, you have the Eldar, you've got Dark Eldar. You know what I mean? You've just got all these things that are going on.
Dark Eldar series.
Imagine a series set in the Dark City with all the intrigue. It would make Game of Thrones look like there's nothing happening.
Look like shot.
You thought you had intrigue.
Yeah. Here. I literally just sent you a black hole as a gift.
Exactly.
Good luck surviving.
Also, welcome into my foyer where I have all of my enemies that I made into chairs. That was one of my favorites when the homunculus literally took all of his defeated rivals and he made them chairs.
And they're still sentient.
Yes,
probably.
they're
still alive.
They are still sentient and feel pain.
It's terrible.
You're like, you're not a nice guy.
That'd be risky for Games Workshop, even nowadays, like even animated.
But there's some really strong stuff we can get out of this, man. Whew.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's really cool that it always gives me hope and inspires me when I see them do things like this. Because when it comes to Space Marine, they're not shying away from the gore and the grittiness of the 41st millennium.
Well, it's supposed to be.
You know what I mean? That guy goes in with a chainsword and hacks a
in half.
Literally you see it legit it's awesome. So and that's fantastic.
Oh, I would love to have them do the animated series and tell some side character stories. I was actually really disappointed that the Star Wars: The Old Republic didn't actually branch out into a bunch of animated series. I thought they missed the ball. They dropped the ball hard, in my opinion, on that. And I would love to see 40K do this. And I feel that they're really embracing a little bit of everything in the Warhammer Plus. And I know I sound like a shill for that, but I am very excited for them to continue on with, just making more content. And that's really what we need. I said that before. More Warhammer Plus just needs more plus. Yeah, I mean, it needs more.
You could do like a fun Squid Game style, like 40K series with like Necromunda gangs all fighting each other for like the entertainment of the Spire Lords.
Yeah, well, we talked about that's funny, Kelsey. Everybody wants to live the universe of their fandom. Well, except for 40K.
I would not want to live in the 40th
universe. There's every place except for the Exodite worlds. I'd go to the Exodite worlds.
That's true. That'd be nice.
Because I still want dragon riding Eldar.
Every time you and I talk about this, we're like, come on, do it.
Again.
You have Sigmarites riding dragons. It's a very simple.
I know it's 40K today, but Age of Sigmar, guys, I have to give you guys props. Man, they have some amazing stuff. I was just looking over, I looked over the tournament results, I didn't know whether I was doing Meta Monday or not today because I was still in a COVID-induced fugue, but I was looking over some of the tournaments and I was looking at results and stuff like that, and there is just some of the Age of Sigmar stuff is beautiful. Their large minis are insanity.
The fact that they were confident enough to include gameplay footage for Space Marine 2, and that footage looks good, is a really positive sign as well. 40K begs for video game adaptations. It's crazy there aren't more. There are actually a lot more. Time is not a lime. A lot more than they used to be. Like mobile games, and like they seem to have given out their IP to a lot of people recently.
Nice that I am surprised that they don't have more. I mean, seriously, because I think that'd be more of everything, especially with the way that society is right now, man. There's a phone app game for freaking everything.
Yep. Well, there's a phone app game for 40K. There's a few of them, actually.
Yeah, but they didn't just smash them out. Yeah, I mean, those are all over the place. It's a very popular game. The thing, I actually really underestimated the popularity of the 40K universe.
It's funny because I feel like with 40K, a lot more people know what it is, and then they go, "Oh, look, there's a board game within the 40th." Like some people who don't really know Warhammer see the miniature game and they go, "Oh, look, a miniature game based in the 40th millennium." And you're like, "Where are you, sweet summer child? Like this is where it all began." Anyway,
Kelsey, you're so right on this, man. The models are head and shoulders above 40K. They're big, but I'm not gonna lie. I was just telling Souza that I'm gonna play some more Age of Sigmar, just because I want to play Archeon on a dragon.
Archeon, by the way, is one of the most competitive builds. He's incredibly good. He's so good.
I was also lured in by that. They were like, well, you could play him. And he could play these guys on knights, which are all basically heroes. And I was like,
yep.
Hero hammer? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
Super horse guys with the fight twice and crazy charging bonuses. Ugh. Yeah, they're nasty.
I'm juiced, man. I'm super juiced. I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be good. I'm not dying. I'm back to being able to speak. I'm super excited about that.
Yep.
COVID was not my friend. I would advise against getting it, especially if you're old and broken and have problems. But I'm back. I'm ready. I'm going to play some Pew Pew with some Craftworld. We've got Space Marine 2. I can't believe I missed that. You don't even know. As soon as we're done, I'm watching that again. And
love it. Full volume, noise canceling headset.
Oh yeah. I'm rocking it out, baby. But there's some good stuff on the horizon. I actually really like the fact that we got some different stuff in the meta. And are we going to get new rules before LVO? What do you think?
I think they'll be out before LVO personally, but I don't think they'll make the cut for LVO.
Well, they're going to be the 15th and the 17th of the cuts, right?
Well, we'll see. If anything, I wouldn't be surprised. I hope so. I would like LVO to have all the new stuff, and I would like LVO to force people to remake their list just before LVO, to mess everything up.
I just think that would be so fun. I'm not going to lie. It's just. It would make it would be just a mishmash of crazy.
I agree. I think a mishmash of crazy would be good for the universe in general. Plus, I really want to see the new missions played at a grand scale.
Yes, so much yes, and get everything
Yeah.
around it. You will be the clinic on Friday. Will also have the list that I'm taking over the weekend. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. That Craftworld, you and I will be choking Craftworlds. I've recently had some really good success with two detachment Craftworld list that has some Wraith Blades in it. And it's been doing well for me in the couple of competitive games I've played so far against some Necrons, against some Tyranids. Yeah, so
I like it. I'm super juiced about it. Everybody, I'm super excited for the week. I'm glad to be back. I missed everybody last week.
we missed you too, Brad.
So come see us. I don't even know the schedule as well as I should this week. It's my first day of being aware of my surroundings. But Scar, it was great talking to you. Everybody, I appreciate you hanging out with us. And I will see you all week. And I will especially see you right before the tournament on Friday, my friends. Talk to
I
you
like it.
soon.
Bye.